I never thought the sound of laughter could cut deeper than a knife. But that night it did. We were sitting in our living room, the warm glow of the lamp soft against the walls, when Emily leaned back on the couch, wine glass in hand, and laughed at me. Not with me but at me. "You know," she said, her voice dripping with mockery, "sometimes I wonder if you're even a man anymore. You never touch me. It's like you don't even want me." Her words hit like a slap. My stomach tightened, my throat dried, and I felt every ounce of blood rush to my face. I stared at her, speechless. For weeks, months really, I had been trying to reconnect with her. She was the one who always turned away, who said she was tired, who suddenly had late-night work calls, or claimed she wasn't in the mood. And now, here she was, twisting the knife, mocking me for something I knew deep down wasn't my fault. I forced out a shaky breath. "Emily, why would you say that?" She sipped her wine, smirking like it was all some kind of joke. "Because it's true. Don't look so shocked. I mean, come on, James. How long has it been? A man is supposed to desire his wife. You barely look at me." Her words echoed in my head long after she stood up and went to bed, leaving me alone with the hollow quiet of the living room. But as much as I wanted to dismiss her words, something inside me twisted. Why was she accusing me? Why was she mocking me? Ugh. That night, as I lay in bed staring at the ceiling while she slept soundly beside me, a sickening thought crept in. A thought I had been pushing away for months. She wasn't mocking me because she felt unwanted. She was mocking me because she already had someone else. The next morning I couldn't let it go. I sat at the kitchen table, my untouched coffee turning cold, while Emily hummed to herself, scrolling through her phone. Every so often she'd smile. One of those small, private smiles people wear when they're thinking about someone they shouldn't. I asked casually, "Who are you texting?" She looked up, startled, then quickly set her phone down. "Just Claire. She's planning another girls' night." But her voice was too quick, too rehearsed. And her phone screen was tilted just enough that I couldn't see it. That was the moment I knew. The days that followed blurred together in a haze of suspicion and silent dread. I began noticing the little things, the way she lingered too long in the bathroom with her phone, the way she dressed up more for her girls' nights than she ever did for me, the way her perfume clung to her even when she came home late, claiming she'd just been helping Claire with wedding stuff. Each excuse piled on top of the last, flimsy and fragile, until the weight of it all crushed whatever hope I had left. I needed the truth. So one evening, when she left her phone charging in the kitchen, I made the choice I had been resisting. My hands shook as I picked it up, unlocking it with the code I knew by heart. And there it was. A string of messages. Not from Claire. From Daniel. My vision blurred as I scrolled through the thread. "Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you. You're everything he isn't. Next weekend. Same place." And then the worst one, the one that shattered me completely. "You make me feel alive in ways my husband never could." My chest tightened and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I set the phone down, my hands trembling, bile rising in my throat. So it was true. All of it. The late nights, the distance, the mocking. She wasn't just cruel, she was unfaithful. I sat there for what felt like hours, staring into nothing before finally going to bed. She was already asleep, her back turned to me, as if she had nothing in the world to hide. And that was when the anger burned away, leaving only clarity. I couldn't stay. The next evening I waited. She came home later than usual, her hair slightly tousled, the faint scent of cologne clinging to her clothes. She smiled at me like nothing was wrong, like she hadn't just betrayed the vows we once whispered to each other under the glow of church lights. "Hey," she said lightly, kicking off her heels. "What's for dinner?" I stared at her, my heart pounding. "Emily, we need to talk." She froze, her smile faltering. "About what?" I swallowed hard. My voice was steady, though inside I was unraveling. "I know about him. Daniel." The color drained from her face. Her lips parted, but no words came out. She stammered. "James, it's not what you think." "Don't," I cut her off, my voice sharp. Don't insult me with lies. I saw the messages. For the first time in years she looked small, fragile. Her bravado gone, replaced by guilt or maybe fear. Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't mean for it to happen. I just felt so alone. I thought you didn't want me anymore. I laughed bitterly, the sound hollow. So your solution was to mock me, to humiliate me in my own home, to betray me. She reached out, her hands trembling. James, please. It was a mistake. He doesn't mean anything to me. You're my husband. I love you. I pulled back, shaking my head. Love. You don't get to use that word after what you've done. Her tears fell freely now, streaking her face. Please, we can fix this. I'll end it with him. I'll do anything. But her words, desperate as they were, felt empty. I had given her my trust, my heart, my loyalty, and she had shattered them like glass. I stood up, my chest heavy but my decision firm. Emily, I want a divorce. Her sobs broke the silence of the room, sharp and raw. She collapsed onto the couch, her hands covering her face. No, please. Don't do this. Change. I'll be better. Just don't leave me. I turned away, unable to look at her anymore. You should have thought about that before you gave yourself to someone else. The days that followed were some of the hardest of my life. Emily tried everything, pleading, apologizing, even begging on her knees for another chance. But every time I looked at her, I saw his name on her phone, his hands on her body, her laughter as she mocked me for the very intimacy she had been giving away to someone else. There was no going back. The divorce papers were filed within weeks. I thought I would feel relief when it was over, but what I felt was something deeper, heavier, a mix of grief and liberation. Grief for the life we once dreamed of, the trust we once shared. Liberation because I was finally free from the shadows of lies and betrayal. On the day I moved out, she stood in the doorway, tears streaming down her face. Her voice cracked as she whispered, I never thought I'd lose you. I paused, my suitcase in hand, and looked at her one last time. You didn't lose me, Emily, I said quietly. You threw me away. And with that, I walked out the door, leaving behind not just a house, but the ruins of a marriage that could never be rebuilt. In the months that followed, I began to heal. The nights were lonely, yes, but they were also honest. I no longer had to question where she was, or who she was with. I no longer had to doubt myself. I realized something important. Betrayal doesn't just break hearts, it reveals truths. And the truth was, I deserved more than her apologies. I deserved more than her tears. I deserved someone who saw me, wanted me, and respected me. Emily wept when I asked for a divorce, but by then, her tears meant nothing. Because in that moment, I finally understood. Sometimes the greatest act of love you can give yourself is the courage to walk away.